All right, 3, 2, 1, and we're live, folks.
How's it going, man?
Welcome to the podcast. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking.
That's awesome. All right, so tell me about your day. How's your day going? Are you doing okay?
Chill so far. I work today, so I mean, everyone thinks I'm going to class later, which my schedule used to be that I went to class Mondays, I'm sorry, let me try it again. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. I recently took a break from class because, dude, that Colorado section of the real estate thing, it's a lot to know. It's a lot to know. It's a lot of information. Like, let me show you something real quick. Like this book right here, this is the national side, right? This is just national.
Okay, this is a big, thick book.
That's a pretty thick book. Let me show you the Colorado section.
Okay. So this is kind of a thick, it's like what, like 300 pages? Oh, 400 pages just for the national real estate, principles of real estate practice.
That's the Colorado section.
Jesus, why is it so much more? And what's the difference between real estate of Colorado and real estate of...
A lot, dude. So every state has their own like little laws, just like a court system has their own set of laws. Real estate has also its own set of state laws, depending on what state you go to.
That is interesting.
Colorado is very, very in depth, and I think it has to do with like when we became legally recreationally.
Yeah.
A lot of people started moving to Colorado from everywhere, from all over the country, dude. I saw license plates from Maryland, Montana, Nebraska, North Carolina, everywhere, Florida. Everyone was moving to Colorado back in 2014, 2015.
Yeah, I could imagine. A lot of homeless people, too.
Yeah.
Or also, there's cops were pulling people over just because they had Colorado license plates around our states.
In Texas, in Nebraska, they did that. Oh, yeah, dude, I heard about that a lot. And so I have a feeling that a lot of these new rules, like, were applied after that. I don't know. This is why I'm retaking it, is because I still don't know a lot of it. I'm still learning it.
How much does it cost?
It's $900 for a class, and it's a 10-month course. I was able to finish the national side in 3 months, but I mean, the Colorado is obviously taking me a little longer, so
okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and redo that. But before I retake it, my girlfriend wants to go on a trip, and obviously I do too. I want to go to.
That's really cool. I want to travel and stuff, but it doesn't seem too realistic right now. In the future, I can do it, but not right now.
Oh, duh. Yeah, dude, definitely, dude. Get your stuff together, get some schooling done. But one thing I can tell you is if you're going to travel, do it before you get married.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people tell me, and I noticed it is a lot easier. I mean, I'm sure it's easier. It's still easy with just a girlfriend, but if she were to get pregnant, dude, that'd be hard. There'd be like no more traveling. There'd be no more money for traveling, no more time to travel.
I mean, you have a small window of like, I feel like until 4 months or 5 months, then you got to stop.
Yeah.
But even, oh man, kids are so outside of my reality of like what I think of day to day. And I don't know, I can't even imagine.
Have you ever wanted to, have you ever...
Well, growing up, like, it was kind of like, it seemed like the normal thing to do.
Yeah, me too.
And so it just seemed, I don't know, I was just like, of course I'm going to have kids. Yeah. That's what everyone talks about. Duh. And like, as soon as I realized I didn't have to have kids, I was like, wait, should I?
I went to a wedding one time up in Idaho. This woman, okay, no, it was her brother's wedding, but it was her house because she had this nice freaking house. It's huge. It was, I don't know, I want to call it a mansion, but it was right next to the lake. Dude, it was beautiful. And I was like, what's your secret? And she's like, I don't have kids or a husband. And I was like, damn. So you work a lot. You work, you have your job or whatever, your career, and you don't have kids. And are you happy? She's like, oh, I'm the happiest I ever could be, because I'm traveling. I live in a nice house. I don't have to deal with kids or a husband.
I think that you need to have somewhere where you direct your love. So like a lot of people are worried about being lonely if they don't have a family. But I think that if you like just find places in your life that you can direct your love to and
whatever fills up your satisfaction. Yeah, dude. Because some people can see it as loneliness while other people see it as freedom, being single.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very interesting.
It's how you choose to see things, honestly. It's how you choose to live your life.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I feel like the people that are able to like live without a spouse or kids or whatever, like they've figured out something in life to where
I feel like they know how to love themselves.
They know how to love themselves to the point where they don't need other people to do it for them.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I want a girlfriend though. Yeah.
It's nice, dude. Companionship is always awesome.
Yeah.
Sure. That's why I'm with Val.
That's cool.
I mean, if I wanted to be single, I'm pretty sure she'd understand, but but I don't want to be single. I like being with her. She likes being with me. So
that's really awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. Today, speaking of education, so like I finished my associate's degree at PCC. Awesome. And I transferred my transcripts to CSU. And that, like, I felt like that should be a done deal. But the funny thing is, and I didn't learn this until today, because they looked at my transcripts while I was at CSU, and they're like, it doesn't say that you got a degree. And I'm like, what?
The hell?
And they're like, you have enough credits, but it doesn't say you got a degree. And I'm like, what? And apparently, you have to tell PCC that you're graduating this semester, and you have to, like,
Wait.
you basically have to just put in for a graduation, and it's not automatic. You have to, like, do it. You have to go to an advisor and just tell them, hey, I'm graduating this semester, basically. And
You
they're
told
like,
them that you're graduating.
It's-
Usually it's a school that tells you if you're graduating.
I don't know. It's really weird.
That is different.
And so but the thing is, it's in the middle of the semester, and I can't be awarded graduation until the end of the semester. So July, like, well, actually,
When's
no,
the end of the semester?
I don't know. But in the middle of July is when I'm supposed to be getting my degree, and I don't have to.
That's interesting. I would get that stuff figured out as soon as possible.
Well, I did today. Like, it's just gonna work out. Like, July 22nd is when I'll get the degree, and I needed that for a scholarship. And I'm eligible for the scholarship, a $2,000 scholarship.
Nice.
Which is really cool.
Yeah, dude, I just saw your face shut up. Like, oh yeah, I got a scholarship, $2,000.
Yeah, I'm like worried about how I'm gonna pay for this stuff, and I still don't entirely know. 2,000 is a drop in the bucket, but at the same time, it'll help a lot.
I'm sure your parents would be happy to help.
No, I don't know. I've never asked, but it seems like it's an unspoken thing that it's my responsibility.
Well, it's definitely your responsibility. That's why you pay them back. But it's nice. It's there's no problem asking for money for help if you're gonna pay it back.
No, my pride won't let me.
There's
I want to be the one that puts myself through this. Like,
fair enough, bro. But what happens if you don't make enough money?
Then I'll take loans and I'll like make money later on. But that's the hard part.
I was gonna say
And I'm gonna have to take loans either way though. I don't know how else.
You're gonna have to borrow money either way, right?
Yeah. And I don't want it to be from my parents though, because they got their own stuff that they want to pay for.
I understand.
They have their own things they want to pay.
I
I want to be
guess-
my own man. I don't know.
Dude, I am totally with you there. I know that, but like the money thing, like I said, if you're gonna have to borrow money anyways, I think it's better if you borrow from your parents. That way you don't pay as much interest, unless they charge you interest. I doubt they will.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the pride thing, I get that. At the same time, it's not a good thing. Pride is never the strongest virtue. It helps with certain situations, but when it comes to this, dude, there's really nothing wrong with asking for. When it comes to schooling, education, like getting your career on track, that kind of thing, there's nothing wrong with asking for your parents' help. I know they have their own things going on. I know that everyone does, but put yourself in their shoes. Do you think they want to see you, wait longer or succeed? What do you think they want to see you do?
I think they want the best for me.
Of course.
And I don't know.
And it's not like they're broke and they have their own.
They're not. But they're like.
It's a pride thing.
They have their own money, and they're using their own money for their own things right now.
Fair enough, and they want you to use your money for your own things. So
yeah.
Is that why you were like picking up a bunch of hours at work? I can see.
I remember, and especially in December, yeah.
I mean, they had to give you a day off. They forced you out of a day off.
Yeah, recently.
You had too much.
Which is kind of nice, honestly.
Well, it's nice, but like
I don't know.
But like
like 4 days. Well, it got bad because 4 days in a row I had to like work all day long, and like that week I only had like 1 day off. And then I don't know, I remember getting home like on a Friday night, and I remember I bought Subway on the way, and my mom was trying to talk to me, like, you could eat up here and just like chat. No, I needed to be alone, and I needed to like watch something to like clear my head, because I was like out of it. I just felt awful. And thank you for the pineapple juice.
You're welcome, bro.
So like working too much, especially in a place where you're not like really passionate about it.
Definitely. When you're working with somebody else.
Or like I have to fake my emotions. I feel like I have to like you gotta pretend to be happy.
Put that smile on the customers, man. Even if you're feeling like shit.
Yeah, you can't it's not their problem, and they're not a bad people for that in any way.
But like you still got to deal with it. It's still part of the job, quote unquote.
Yeah.
So.
We're prostitutes, by the way. I gotta pretend to like the guy, and
yeah, it really sucks, man. Because like.
And I mainly got into this so I can bang a bunch of hot chicks, but it turns out hot chicks don't need to pay for sex. All they have to do is open their legs.
Yeah, it really is that easy for them. I saw a post recently that says men marry. No, what did it say? girls have sex with who they want and men have sex with who they can. And it's so true.
Man, it's an interesting system that we have. I don't.
Yeah, why is it? Why is it like that? Why is it that way?
It's because psychologically, like actually, I've read into this. All right, men have an approach mechanism within their brain, and females have a filtering mechanism, and it's just the way just the way we're designed, and so that's why if you're a guy and you get a bunch of girls, it's because your brain is good at its job, and if you're a girl and you're getting with a ton of guys, your brain is not so good at your job, or at least unless you're.
It's not the filter's not.
The filter's not good.
I think girls with multiple dudes, they chose to just be hoes. Like
I don't know. Make sure you're close enough to it, just in case.
They feel like they just they put the filter away and just decided to go for the pleasure.
I think so. Not a whole lot of them do that, but
ever since that movie Think Like a Man came out.
I've never seen that movie.
Well, dude, I feel like movies influence society a lot more than people think.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Well, even with superheroes, like superhero movies, the big blockbusters, that shapes the public's opinion on what that superhero is supposed to be.
Dude, it's like the government making us think what they want us to think in the form of, movies, capitalism, whatever.
Very interesting. I don't know. I don't buy into a whole lot of conspiracy stuff, to be honest with you.
I mean, I try not to, but at the same time, when you see facts and stuff like that,
what kind of facts?
You just don't know what to believe anymore.
I don't know either.
Like when you follow the money,
Well, yeah, like people are like politicians are endorsed. Like it seems like every politician.
Where do they get their money from? What company gives them money? Who's in charge of those companies?
It's ridiculous.
Who's in charge of those enterprises? Those and so on and so forth. You go deeper, it's just one big rabbit hole.
Yeah, it's interesting. I was thinking the other day. I was thinking about Republican or Democrats. Which one would I be? And I have absolutely no idea. I'm like pretty much in the middle.
It comes down
because both sides have rational points. And then I realized just like a second later into thinking about this, I was like, wow. What's funny to me is I think that I agree with more of the Democratic side. But the funny thing is I agree with Republicans more. If that makes sense. So I think that Republicans are more clear thinkers and they seem to be more logical.
I've noticed that.
And Democrats are more emotional and they're harder to follow. Like especially with a bunch of social justice warriors and stuff.
And you shouldn't base your beliefs based on emotion.
And you shouldn't base your beliefs or your political views on the people that follow those politics.
Right.
Does that make sense?
It does.
You shouldn't. You shouldn't be a Republican just because Republicans think clearly.
Yeah,
entirely.
It all comes down to what you believe in. And honestly, what does the word Democrat mean?
Democrat. Well, it's
people's rule. Like the people just get to decide. What does the word Republican mean?
I don't know.
I don't know exactly, but it has the word public or the root public, which is for the people. So basically, both words mean for the people.
That's true.
It's just
both sides don't seem to understand that we're on the same team.
They don't, man.
We're in America. We're all Americans.
We're supposed to be united, right?
Yeah, we were supposed to be. United States of America.
United States of America, the United people. Yeah,
absolutely.
Dude, it should be. And when we're united, we're stronger. When they divide us, we're weaker. And
that's what Russia's trying to do with social media. Yeah. Isn't that fucking? It's
YouTube,
been proven. That they're trying to influence us through social media.
That's why that's why I say I don't try to go deep into the conspiracies. But dude, there's facts. There's facts within these conspiracies that make them
scary.
That prove it is very scary. And I don't doubt in my mind that the government will eventually want to correct the world, quote unquote.
It depends on what direction we go. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever they want, right? They're the ones with the money. They're the ones with the power. They're the ones with the government and the police.
I think that if you have some level of intelligence, you should understand that when you let people be free and you let them be happy, then they can really surprise you with amazing and beautiful things. So
yeah, there's that.
I feel like the rich and powerful, the Illuminati have to know that to some level. The elite.
I call them the elite, man. They're the ones with the money, the power, the meetings, everything. They have the government in their pocket. They have the police. They have the military. They got everything, man. And with the military, you got drones, you got tanks, you got satellites. Yeah. They got it all, man. They own the world. It's just a matter of, herding the sheep.
I don't know.
I don't know either, but it wouldn't surprise me. Man, if it really went down that way.
It's fun to think about.
It is fun.
It's also scary.
It's so scary. But I've also thought about, dude, if I was the one in charge of this fucking world, I wouldn't do anything. I wouldn't do this, but I wouldn't. I'd probably thinking of my own little plot of correcting the world, quote unquote.
Yeah, well, I was thinking about Vladimir Putin because I heard him in the news. Like, he signed, apparently, don't quote me on this, but he signed some laws.
It's on the recorder, bro. We got you.
We signed some laws, or Putin signed some laws, extra laws against free speech in Russia.
I heard of that too.
And like, there's supposed to be like this big deal with this one reporter. He's like an independent reporter in Russia, and supposedly it seems like there's a conspiracy against him, and they're trying to kill him or trying to arrest him and try to like pin him down for things that he hasn't done. Like, they even drug tested him a bunch just in case.
Now, is he saying all this, or is this actually happening to him?
This is a news article or a news video that I watched just today. But I was thinking about that. I'm like, Putin's trying to censor the people, and I'm like, oh, I wonder what it's like in his mind, because I wonder if he is trying to be an evil person, or if
just trying to be a good person,
or if he truly thinks what he's doing is like creating a good, strong country.
And that's scary, dude. That's why I don't.
That's scary if you
it
think.
Is.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, that's why I don't think that people should lead other people. Like, we shouldn't have presidents or governors or.
Well, we shouldn't have leaders. The representatives represent us. Yeah, they're not our leaders.
Exactly. But even our presidents, if people really like had a sense, like a good sense of consciousness, and like were really aware, like if they weren't sheep following other people, if we were able to do our own things, we wouldn't need presidents, we wouldn't need leaders, we wouldn't need any of that, because we have that.
I think we need guidance in some ways, but we need a lot of freedom in other ways, and we need laws and regulations.
But I'm saying, if people were at their full potential, like if they were at the point where they didn't need any more guidance, they knew what they were supposed to do, we wouldn't need leaders. And I feel like the leaders we have, they're just deceiving us. All they do is deceive us, because they just want... They're people, dude. They just want their own shit. They just want their own money, their own fame, their own glory. Yeah. Their own self-esteem.
Yeah, and a lot of people aren't against you. They're just for themselves.
They're just for themselves.
I keep hearing that quote.
That's really what it is.
It really resonates with me.
And it applies to me too, dude, because I love people, but I love myself more. And I'm pretty selfish.
I don't know. I don't think I'm selfish, but I don't. I do take my interests in account. I value myself to a certain degree.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm just, being a little more blunt.
And how could you be good and know what's right and know what's correct? Guys, this is an ad for LSD. I think that you should get on it.
It really wokes you, dude.
It really has the potential to really wake you up.
Shit, dude. It really
gives you a different. It's almost like a zoomed out perspective to like seeing the bigger picture of life and your life specifically.
Yes.
Because it's everything that's in your brain is kind of illuminated at once.
It's the box.
Yeah.
And when you take LSD, you are literally coming outside of the box.
Yeah.
So.
Or like there's this. I can't remember what philosopher had this idea. I want to say it's Plato, but I'm not sure. Okay, so imagine this. Imagine if you're in a cave, all right? And the sun is behind you, and so you only see the back wall of the cave. And there's these people behind you that put on puppet shows, basically. And that's the only thing you've ever seen in your entire life. You were born this way. You're constrained to where you can only see what's in front of you. And you can feel, like, you don't even really feel your body because you're too used to it not moving.
All you see is this.
And so, yeah, and all you see is what's in front of you. And those puppet shows. And you think that one of those puppets is you. And, like, it feels like it's you. It's really fucking weird. But one day, someone takes you out of that chair and throws you outside into the sunlight, and you're out there. What you'd probably experience at first is
your mind would explode.
At first you'd be confused, uncomfortable as fuck,
a little worried,
incredibly worried. But then as soon as you realize,
full of wonder,
as soon as you realize what you're doing is safe and it's okay and everything's going to be fine, you start to enjoy what you're seeing right now. And then you're put back on that chair. And you have to decide, do you tell your friends about what you just saw, or the bigger picture of what this life really is? Or do you just tell people, or you just live your life again as if you're just watching a puppet show again?
Because if you tell those people and they never seen what you've seen, it's like they'll never understand you.
You can never describe that to someone.
Yeah, that's
what I think psychedelics is like.
Oh yeah.
It takes you out of this perspective and shows you what is
bigger picture,
real in a more real way that you've ever seen before. But at the same time, it's in a different perspective. Dude, but at the same time, you're seeing the same life that you've always seen, just in a different way.
That was well put.
fascinating as fuck to me, and it's one of the most. Oh man, psychedelics are
Yeah, dude.
truly have
LSD.
potential to change the world. I truly believe that.
That's crazy, man. You ever done DMT? No, dude. Have you done DMT though?
No, I have not.
Okay. I had 2 experiences with it. The first one scared the shit out of me, and it made me never want to do it again. But then I was like, nah, after a while, I got to see if I really... I didn't even do it right the first time, and that's why it scared me. The second time, because I took a dab with it. That's way too intense. That's intense. That's too intense, dude. You're just supposed to smoke a little weed with it.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe one day.
No, man, I mean, like you just said, you have to experience it for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not...
Well, also, in the experiences that I've heard of, like Joe Rogan talking about it, he talks about way different experiences than you've had, like where you been blasted off
he
into.
He sees the world below him, and like he talks to aliens. It's like, dude, I want.
He talks to, like, I remember, I don't know if it's in his stand-up set. He's like, and then you're blasted off, and you start talking to geometric shapes of color that are made out of love and understanding.
That's so perfect. Like, what the hell is he talking about? But at the same time, I know what he's saying.
Interesting. I don't know. I've never experienced that. I've experienced other things. I've had some wild experiences that I'm very thankful for.
I think that's part of life, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's the part of getting a full life experience is, tripping balls.
I truly, well, yeah, like, because you have this brain, and if you're not exploring what that brain can do,
it's made of chemicals.
It's so confusing to me that people don't explore what those chemicals can do if they're manipulated
with other
at all.
chemicals, exactly, dude. Like,
as long as it's safe,
don't get
physically safe,
exactly,
and you take all the precautions necessary.
You'll be fine.
You should do it.
You should do it straight up, and yeah.
And but the thing is, it's not for everyone. That's
make sure
very...
you rate this, R or something, or MC-17 or whatever.
I don't know. Well, let's get the 14-year-old started off on the right path.
Because I think the brain should be fully developed first before you start taking drugs.
Yeah, I should probably listen to that advice. Yeah.
Oh man, I love you, dude. You're so funny. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it's a lot to consider. I don't think it's for everybody.
No.
Even though that's hard for me to understand, I know it.
My mom should never take LSD ever.
My parents.
No, I mean maybe she should smoke a little weed. I think she should. She never will.
Weed is it's a nice stepping stone.
It's the first stepping stone, dude.
Yeah, that's what I started with.
I thought you said it was the next stepping stone.
No.
Because the first one, it has to be weed. It has to be herbs.
Because it's a psychedelic, but it also has stimulant properties and depressant properties. So it's like a mixture of like several different kinds of drug categories, if that makes sense.
Like because I've noticed different trips off weed. Like you can get high, like you can get down.
Yeah, it has a lot to offer, or like it's different when you're around people and when you're not around people.
I mean, it's a plant. You can grow plants. Botany is like you can kind of like mess with the properties kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Have you ever? Sometimes I see myself in the third person.
I know what you mean. It's
really cool.
It's fun.
That is really fucking cool. And I don't know, like because I'm seeing what's in front of me at the same time I'm seeing like me from an outside perspective. I don't know.
You ever done lucid dreaming?
Well, okay, so I not like to the full extent that I've seen like on the internet that people can do.
Right.
But a lot of times it's really weird. I have like these moments inside of my dreams where I tell that I'm in a dream and I'm just like, oh, okay, awesome. And then the dream just goes as normal. And a lot of times I'll be like, I should wake up. Like I'll be in my dream and I'll be like, I need to wake up right now. And I'll wake up.
But in those dreams, it's still like kind of choppy. Like you get only bits and pieces. I feel like with lucid dreaming, it's one constant flow of a dream.
Wow.
I feel like you're literally awake in your dream.
You've done this before?
I tried to do it once and I can't say it was successful, but I did experience some weird shit. I looked at my feet, they were not there. It was like, how, like the genie from Aladdin.
Yeah.
Like it's just like a cloud of flowing something down there. That's what I saw down there.
That's kind of what it's like in all of my dreams.
And you don't walk, you just kind of just flow.
Yeah, and you gotta like, you're supposed to like find something that like you only experience in dreams, and like it's always gonna be consistent. There's one thing that I've noticed that's very consistent in all of my dreams, and I know it's there because when I'm about to wake up, it stops. And so basically, it's really weird. There's constantly a noise going on. and it's hard to describe, but it's like or in the background there's always, it's either a song or someone talking or like a crowd cheering or something. There's always noise in the background, and I know I'm about to wake up because the sound just goes off.
I think it's the sound coming from the reality, right?
Right.
And it's just like channeled into your dream. I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know, because sometimes my alarm clock goes into my dream.
Yeah.
And
yeah, it's like the noise from the realities that's surrounding you kind of like seeps into your eardrums and then kind of seeps into your dreams.
Yeah.
I think. That's just my theory.
I don't know. Sleeping is very complicated, and we actually don't understand it fully.
Nope.
Which is fascinating to me, because I thought we would understand it by now. But I've sleepwalked before, and
I've never done that.
And I've been caught sleepwalking twice by my dad. Both times he was furious because he didn't know that I was Okay, so apparently
your dad seems like Butter's dad from South Park, dude.
I don't know what that's like. I don't know what that is. Anyways,
South Park?
I know what South Park is. I don't know what his dad is like in the South Park.
I guess you don't watch that.
Yeah, I don't really watch it.
Basically, he grounds for everything.
My head still fucking hurts. But anyways, I've been caught sleepwalking twice
by your dad.
And from what I can tell, like based on like the way he reacted, I don't think that it's obvious that I'm sleepwalking, because my eyes are probably open, and and apparently I respond to him if he asks me questions. So the first time I was 11, and he was like, I was in the bathroom, and he got home at like 2 in the morning, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And he was just innocently asking you, "What are you doing?" And apparently I answered like, "I don't know, my knees hurt, I'm cleaning the toilet." Something like that. And okay, so to describe what it's like to be woken up when you're sleepwalking, you don't know that you just got, when you wake up and you're sleepwalking, you don't know that you were just sleepwalking.
You probably just thought you passed out somewhere.
No, not even that. Imagine what's happening right now, and all of a sudden you're like in a different like room,
like dementia,
and dimension, like you're just teleported into a different dimension with no memory of what just happened. You have no memory of this conversation or anything. You're just teleported immediately.
That could be like dementia or Alzheimer's, bro. Damn, that's gnarly.
And so I wake up in the bathroom and I'm just being yelled at, and I like was saying I don't know as I'm waking up, and he's like, "Why don't you just tell me what you're doing? That's all I wanted to know."
And then he saw you shake your head back and we're like, "What the heck's going on?"
I'm like,
"What the hell just
happened?" No, I wasn't looking around because my brain wasn't awake enough to know to look around and see where I am. So like I just kept eye contact, and I was like, I don't know where I am. What is going on? Like I was so confused. I bet you if you asked my name, I wouldn't be able to tell you what my name was. That was the first time. The second time is scary because apparently he got home and I was probably around 16 or 15, around there. And he gets home and I'm walking up the stairs from the basement. And I kind of remember dreaming in the basement and like kind of like seeing lights and stuff. And in my dream, I was like playing the radio for some reason. I was listening to the radio and I was coming up the stairs and he's yelling at me. He's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I was listening to the radio." And he's like, "Why are you lying? You're grounded anyways. You're not even allowed to do that. What are you saying?" And I'm like, "What?"
Dude, that's Butter's dad, just so you know. That's the epitome of Butter's dad right there.
I was just and I didn't know that I was being woken up sleepwalking. I was so fucking confused. I remember waking up the next day. I was like, was that real or was that not? And I was scared because I was grounded at the time. And I was like wondering if he like did some weird government trick to like lure me, get me, and like try to like ask me questions in my sleep or something. I was confused beyond belief. And like when you're woken up sleepwalking, even the next day, you don't even understand that you were woken up sleepwalking. It has to like you have to like find clues. And like always the way that I would figure it out is my mom would say, but the first time my mom told me about, from my dad's perspective, what he said to her, and that made sense. I was like, oh, he fucking woke me up sleepwalking. And then 16 or 15, my dad's telling my mom, almost yelling because he's like really frustrated the day after. He's like, "I don't know what the fuck he was talking about, blah 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 blah." I didn't know what I was talking about either, sir. Thank you for that.
That is great, dude. One time I blacked out during sex.
You what?
Yeah, isn't that weird? Like I was way too drunk, but no, dude. Like I remember, starting out having sex with her, and then it was just this big blur in the middle, And then I remember coming to, and I'm having her in doggy style, and it's just like, what the fuck? I'm a little confused, but I'm gonna keep going.
I never do doggy style. What is this?
No, dude. It was
Usually I'm in her position.
Damn,
I'm so confused.
You fucker. No, dude, it was wild. It's just like, okay, I'm just gonna keep doing this. I thought we were done, but okay. It's like, dude, that was crazy. Like, I blacked out drunk before, but when I came to, and it was the same night, it was like, whoa, dude, no, this is weird. I can't get this drunk anymore.
That's a wild. I've never blacked out before. I've never blacked out.
It's scary, but it's fun. Like, dude, it's just like.
I think that I want to, like, at a house party, maybe like somewhere where I'm kind of safe or something.
I think what's fun, the fun part is like trying to find out what you did the night before.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I just want to like have like friends, at least like maybe 1 or 2 sober friends, to kind of watch me, make sure I don't kill myself.
I wish I was recorded because apparently.
Ooh, that would be cool.
Apparently, I was playing Guitar Hero that night like a fucking pro. Like I was on expert, getting all the notes, dude. I was like, what the hell? Why
I can imagine what it looks like. You're just like
and we
bobbing.
had smartphones back then, and no one recorded that. Like, what the fuck, dude? What? Why? Why would you not record that?
That's hilarious. I've never, man. Apparently, energy drinks and a lot of alcohol can do it.
Oh, dude, yeah. Like, you ever heard of Four Locos?
No.
That's exactly what that is. It's a beer inside of it. It's like alcohol inside of an energy drink.
Okay,
it fucks you up.
Get me 24 Four Locos and all.
And you wanna what is that? That's 80. No, that's 90. 96. 96 Locos. 24 times 4.
No. Give me 24 beers is what I meant.
24 beers? Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I'm all just thinking in my head over here.
I'm so confused. I don't know if it was my mistake or your mistake.
I just misunderstood you.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought you said give me 24 Four Locos. I was like, what? That's 96 Locos, bro.
Well, yes, 24 Four Locos, but only 24.
But you want a 24 of beer. All right, I gotcha.
And I'll just chug all of them because I can drink really well.
Tomboy.
Yeah, except for liquor. I don't like liquor that much. I'm trying to like learn how to enjoy it.
You gotta mix it with fruity shit.
Well, I like Jack and Coke. It's honestly
So that's good.
It's honestly a good mix.
If you like Jack, though, I think you like Jameson with Coke.
Ooh, I could try Jameson because I don't like Jameson by itself, but
I think it's better than Jack. But I mean, that's. Just...
But I also think that whiskey is better than rum.
But people.
I had rum a little while ago.
Some people drink Jim Beam, and I think Jack is better than Jim. But you know,
I don't know.
It's all your preference, bro.
I don't know how much I should like explore it until I'm like 21. I could just buy my own stuff.
There you go.
I don't know.
You're going to Mexico here soon, though, right?
Yeah, I could buy my own stuff there.
There you go.
That's just what I intend on doing. But I can't buy that much because my parents are gonna be like, "Oh, why?"
Yeah.
But I do. What I want to do is because I want to buy some wine and beer because for some reason I've had like a couple glasses of wine and then drank beer after it, and oh my god, beer tastes amazing after I've had a couple glasses of wine. It's like it's a nice segue into drinking. I really like it.
Like I'm not a big fan of beer. Like I don't know why. Just the taste does not agree with me. But I'll drink it. But dude, the best beer is when you get off work. Like it really is. You just get
absolutely off work. Or like working. Like have you ever had a beer after working in the sun?
Yes.
Oh my god.
When it's cold is the best, man.
Absolutely. Oh, it's so refreshing.
And honestly, like I don't have a preference on beer either. Like it could be any beer. Like I don't care. Like it all tastes the same to me. Like I'm pretty okay. Corona is definitely its own taste.
Corona is gross.
It's its own taste.
I don't like Corona or Modelo.
I don't mind Modelo. Like I like Modelo. It's really good. I like Tecate. I like Pacifico. Like dude, but they just all taste the same to me. Sol. You know, Bud Light is very watered down. Coors Light's very watered down. Budweiser.
Yeah, Bud Light is very watered down.
Budweiser. It took me a while to get used to that one. It's good though. I like Budweiser, and not a lot of people do. But you know, acquired taste.
Acquired taste.
After a while, it tastes good.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, for sure. So, how's life going? Also, by the way, like we're like 33 minutes into this, and
how long do you want to do this for?
I don't know. I was thinking like maybe an hour.
Okay, I'm down.
But like it feels like more time has passed. Maybe because I'm actually like trying to think with my brain.
I think so. You're trying to like.
Because it's not just like conversation. Because I'm thinking 2 things: like how I'm sounding right now, and what I'm saying. Like just conversation, I could just speak my mind, and
as long as you sound like yourself, bro, you have nothing to worry about.
Okay, sounds good. I don't think I'm gonna edit this a whole lot, even if I've omitted some things. I think a whole lot of people are gonna listen to it. So
right. Just like crop out the parts where it's like what I just said.
Okay,
right
so
now.
like I could just crop out certain parts the way I have plausible deniability.
There you go.
Like this
There
part,
you
I
go.
need to crop out this part.
The part where you said it's like we should definitely show this to teenagers because I think they should be trying balls on drugs to have 14 years old or something like
Yeah,
that.
maybe that's not the message I want to send.
Yeah.
That was a joke.
Yes. This is a comedy podcast.
Absolutely.
I think it's a serious conversation, but also with a little bit of comedy touch.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
think so.
I've been having this. Thank you for letting me play with this and not yelling at me.
I don't care.
This is a fun little
I
card.
found that at the restaurant.
I like this little card.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I found this. This is mine now because of what it represents. So.
Hell yeah, this is a really cool. It's a Captain America card, but from the movie Cars.
Yeah, it's cool.
It is really cool. What was I saying? I was gonna say something. Is it even pick? Hello. See, like you barely see the sound waves moving at certain times, so that makes me wonder if it picked that up at all or not.
I think it does, dude.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, you'll find out eventually.
Yeah, I will find out eventually after.
I'm pretty sure we're pretty close to it. It's it's the same phone as mine, so it's.
It probably cuts out when we're like saying like things that we could be convicted for, and then.
I hope so. Let's only hope, right?
What?
Truly, we can call it.
That's what intrigues me is like all these celebrities admit doing drugs, but like you never see the DEA or anybody going after them, and that
they probably paid, did their crime, paid for their, paid their fines, paid for their punishment.
but
did.
Joe Rogan talks about doing psychedelics.
We'll see. I think it's one thing to like have evidence against you, but if you're just saying that you did drugs, it's like that's just hearsay, even if it's recorded. You know what I mean?
Well, like what if they? Okay, fine, but I know that they can't pin you on what you just said. Or I don't think they would, or they would try. However, I'm confused as to why, like, if the DEA doesn't want, like the people to be influenced to do drugs, why don't they, whenever they hear celebrities doing drugs, why don't they just keep tabs on them?
Censor that shit?
And just kind of watch them a little bit. Like, I feel like they'd catch a lot, and that would influence. Maybe that piss off the public because they're like, "Oh, you just arrested my favorite celebrity."
Why they stop right there.
And maybe the celebrity would get more notoriety and publicity, but at the same time, it could like send a message to the public that drugs are bad. So I don't know why they. I don't know.
Do you think drugs are bad?
Drugs is a blanket term.
It is.
So
I think that should be left to the individual if they choose to do.
Yeah, well, the best way to be safe with drugs is to not do them ever.
Yeah,
even with the safe drugs even with the drugs that I consider safe that have like they seem to be safe, even with those, the safest way to do them is to not do them at all.
You're still mixing chemicals.
But that's never gonna happen. People are gonna do what they want,
yes.
And I personally want to explore my brain a little bit. Mm-hmm. So you're not gonna stop me.
It's not gonna stop. That's
why
I think.
So we should have harm reduction.
You just made that decision for yourself, right?
Yeah.
That's why I think it should be made. All that should be made left to the individual.
Absolutely.
If they want to get stupid and like overdose, that's on them. I don't see why it has to be on a big deal towards other people. That alone is a lesson right there. I think people can like see someone overdose and let that be its own lesson instead of the government or the authorities or whatever get involved and be like, this is what happens when you take drugs. It's like, that's not what happens every time, dude.
Well, like, when you try to parent someone and you try to control them, they, half of what they're thinking is about what you're actually, the message that you're trying to deliver, like, drugs are bad. But what they're thinking is, oh, this adult is telling me what to do. I don't want to be told what to do. Like, so, if you tell someone not to do something because it could possibly harm them, you're caring for them.
Yes.
But if you leave it to their decision, they're the only ones that are left to, at that point, they're the only ones that can care about themselves, and they have to decide.
But if they're smart, if they have a filter in their brain, if they're smart, and they see what it's done to other people, what it can possibly do to them, they're probably more responsible with it.
Yeah,
I feel if they're smart.
But I think that puts accountability on the people. So like, you're never gonna stop them from doing drugs. So you just let them fail or sink or swim, and I think to some extent that would be healthy for people.
I think so because
you let them love themselves. You let them care about themselves.
That's one thing to look at it too. I think so. Yeah, you're letting them decide for themselves. You're letting them be responsible. Also, the whole idea of like, getting rid of the weaker part of society and make society stronger. Yeah, that kind of thing.
Natural selection.
Natural selection, bro.
Yeah. Like Chad Daniels always says, if this little kid wants to run off a cliff, if this little kid goes like towards a cliff, he's running and then sees no ground below him and he wants to keep running, we don't need that little fucker on our team.
He wants to fly anyways. Let him fly, dude.
Let him be free.
Let him be free.
Or
him
like
do what he wants.
Another bit about comedy is like how the horror stories of like, if you do LSD, you're gonna think you can fly, so you're gonna jump off a 10-story building. Hey, fuckface! If you can fly, why would you start at the 10-story building? Why don't you just start at the ground? What do you mean?
Well, if you risk dying, you can just find out from the ground. No, because that's how some people are really that stupid, and I don't see why society keeps letting them influence the rest of society.
Well, because we love them and we don't want people to die, and we know that that's a bad thing, and so
it's all based on emotion, huh?
That's a blurry line. You gotta like let people learn from themselves, but you also don't want them to kill themselves. Like if my friend starts doing drugs, I'm not gonna be like, oh man, good or like drugs is a blanket term, like I said. Yeah. So if my friend say he develops a cocaine addiction, I'm not gonna be like, that's okay, whatever. I'm not gonna enable him in any way. I'm gonna be like, dude, you should stop. But at the same time, I have to let him choose what he wants to do, because I can't force him to choose the right path.
And if he's smart and he's considerate, he'll see you, he'll hear what you said. It's like, oh man, my friend really wants me to stop. If he's considerate, he will stop, not just for himself, but for the people around him too.
Yeah, absolutely. You owe it to yourself and to the people around you.
And that's why I think
the best you can be.
People who are smart enough to understand that, they usually become more responsible. I think so, at least.
It's tragic.
And if not, it is tragic.
The people who don't ever wise up like that, it's tragic.
Yeah, well, I do say a lot to my brother that there's already enough people in the world, so. I'm sorry. I get pretty horrible sometimes, but it's just like,
it's fine.
It's but I feel like if you can't express yourself, if you can't express yourself with cuss words and profanity and graphic terms,
absolutely,
then you really can't express yourself at all.
Yeah, you have to express yourself in any way. And I don't cuss that often, but I cuss usually when there's emotion behind it, or like I'm like really into what I'm saying, or like if I'm mad or something.
Human beings are just an emotional thing.
Well, I think
we try to be logical.
Yeah,
but
I wonder if I should go into this rabbit hole that emotions are just your thoughts, but like in big groups.
Yes.
So like,
everything starts in the brain.
Because you think of things subconsciously and consciously, and so your brain is this giant, massive thing that analyzes.
You want more?
Yeah, sure, I'll take some more. Your brain is this giant, massive thing that analyzes things without you understanding that it just analyzed it, because it's not efficient. Like if you look at a tiger, all right, and you're like enjoying the beautiful colors and all the details of like intricate details of its like hair and stuff, you're gonna fucking die and get killed. So
probably, yeah.
Yeah,
if he's hungry.
So what your brain does is it prioritizes information, and it goes, this thing can kill me, I should be scared right now. And so you get scared, and that is an emotion. And that emotion comes from this large body of information that says, this thing kills meat, I'm made out of meat, I should be scared right now. It's also way bigger and faster than I am.
It also thinks blood tastes good, I better get the fuck away from him.
Mm-hmm.
But like, yeah, no, straight up. Oh, hold on, let me rip this blister off. There we go.
All right. That was gross. Oh god.
At least it's dead skin. Don't worry about it.
Oh.
It's just callous, bro. It's just callous.
I'm grossed out and in love with people's bodies at the same time.
Human anatomy, man. It's intriguing.
It is,
because like we know we're normal.
When with like human anatomy and psychology, it's like it literally is our being trying to understand itself.
Yes. We know we're disgusting, but we also know we're normal too. So.
Well, what's normal?
What is normal? Right?
I feel like there's nothing normal. It's just usual. Usual is the word that we should be using for the most part.
Usual.
Rather than normal, because normal implies that there's like a correct and okay way of doing things,
there's
but
like a one way,
not entirely.
No.
And so mainly it's more, this is what the usual, the norm is for what is supposed to happen.
The typical standard in humans,
I guess.
Yeah.
My head's... Why does my head still hurt? Okay, so I think I'm kind of sick, but I can't tell. I wonder if it's because I just stay up late and kind of wake up a little bit early.
Yeah, that'll make you tired. And when you're tired, you get headaches.
Yeah, so. I guess that's it.
It's like, it's your brain saying, dude, I could rest a little more.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because it feels good when you can close your eyes, huh?
Yeah, it does feel good.
Yeah, your brain wants to go to sleep for a little bit longer.
Yeah, but I'm running on momentum, so like if I tried to go to sleep, I wouldn't sleep, and it'd be pointless to go to sleep. I got too many things to do,
Yeah.
people to see. But yes.
That's why I try to like listen to something or watch something when I try to fall asleep, so that my mind's not wandering. It's focused on something.
Really?
I can't fall asleep when there's no music or anything playing, dude.
That's fascinating to me.
It sucks.
I can't fall asleep if there's something going on.
You can't fall asleep if there's like noise going on?
Nope.
Like.
Well, that's more of a calming noise.
Right. Okay, so hold on.
Like the fan noise that. Well, yeah, like during the summer I have to turn that on, but that's not. It's very consistent.
Right.
But like as with TV or music, it's like changing and like.
Yeah. I have to set the volume really low because then there's always explosions and stuff on TV on shows that I watch.
Yeah.
I guess it's not gonna do it now.
Oh, it doesn't make the noise.
Like a little. I tried sleeping. There was one time where I tried sleeping through that and I couldn't. Like, no, I gotta turn this guy off.
That's really funny.
Yeah. So.
Oh wow. I also love your shirt, by the way.
Yes, dude.
Got Rick and Morty and the.
Rick.
I still haven't gone to Hulu or wherever you gave me the password for.
Yeah, it's Hulu, and it's the same password still.
I probably will do soon because I got signed out of my Netflix account. My mom doesn't know the login and stuff, so I don't know.
Yeah, dude, Netflix got weird this last month. Like I think it lost a lot of accounts.
Where really?
Yeah, I lost my dad's account. He's the main one. Mine was still on there somehow. So I don't know, dude. It's weird. So we fixed it, but like it was weird how like.
That's interesting.
They took not his account. They took his profile off. They left mine on there. So obviously it was his account since he was still getting billed. So. So.
Netflix is interesting.
It is, man, because there's a lot of cool documentaries on there.
I heard that the business models for all these streaming services is going to lead to their downfall because, okay, so Netflix has exclusives, right? Hulu has exclusives. Amazon Prime has exclusives. Yeah. And there's this idea of like monopolies where if you own, like if you're the only phone company, or if you're the only Netflix, there should be other Netflixes or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the weird thing is, since they have exclusives, like that's a monopoly in itself. Mm-hmm. And so they're the only people that can own that kind of TV show. And so if you want, people who go to Netflix or go to Hulu, they're not even going to those things because of the streaming service. They're going to that because of the TV show.
Right.
And apparently I can't remember exactly how, but that's supposed to that's not good for their business model.
It's not because a lot of people stopped going to Netflix and started going to Hulu because, well, for me, like, dude, I love Archer. I love Rick and Morty. Those are both on Hulu. Archer used to be on Netflix, but they took that off.
It used to be, yeah.
And Family Guy used to be on Netflix. They took that off. That's also on Hulu. So it's like, people are starting to say Hulu's better. But, Netflix could, always come up too.
I don't know. They got a lot of movies.
They got a lot of movies. So does Hulu.
But Disney's starting its own streaming service. And they're going to pull a lot off Netflix.
Everything Avengers, everything Star Wars, everything...
Avengers is the main one that makes me sad because
you'll watch it on there.
I don't want to watch it. I don't want to buy another subscription thing. But like every month I'll cancel my membership and just go to Disney this month.
Like this month I'm gonna watch Disney Plus. Next month I'll watch Hulu. Next month I'll watch.
I only got so much money, bro. All right,
dude. I know, right?
But the thing is, it's only $10. But at the same time, it stacks up.
Hulu started at $10, and then they raised their price to $15. So did Netflix. And if you want to get the HBO package on Hulu, you got to pay an extra $15.
Yeah, what was nice about Netflix is T-Mobile gives a lot of T-Mobile users free Netflix, which is what we have.
A lot of deals for a lot of different companies, man. That's nice. T-Mobile's where it's at as far as phones go. But
T-Mobile Tuesday, if you download the app, you can actually, they give you free stuff every Tuesday. And it may not be something that you want to use because usually it's like really cheap, like weird deals. But it's free. But my mom got like a free coffee at Dunkin' Donuts the other day.
Oh, that kind of stuff. I got those free like accessories for phones.
Like just free stuff. It's really cool.
That is nice.
I never look into it because I never remember.
Do other companies do that? Like does Sprint do that or
I don't know.
Verizon?
I don't know.
Maybe we don't know about it, but that'd be cool.
What's their time? 49 minutes. Oh, okay.
Stop worrying about it, bro. If it's an hour and 3 minutes, that's fine too.
It's an hour and 99 minutes. All right. Right before 2 hours, right?
2 hours. That's 2.5 hours.
Oh shit!
That's 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Okay.
I think.
What else do we talk about? What should we talk about?
Well,
I'm at 15%. That's 50%. Fine though.
Yeah. Well, I have the same chargers.
Oh yeah, you do. You're like the only fucking person in the world that has the same charger as me, but you never have your charger on you.
Well, because I would lose it, dude. And
I'm in that boat.
Yeah, that's.
I have 3 different cables because I'll lose them and I'll find them 2 weeks
Yeah, I
later
know.
after I bought a new one.
Another cool thing about
And
T-Mobile.
they're charging cables are ridiculously expensive, especially at like convenience stores.
Yes.
I literally bought the cord and I paid $13 for it one time.
Yeah, that's too much. It's showing me like $5, if that.
Retarded.
Yeah, it is. It's a retardation on freaking buying accessories and stuff and buying stuff that you need.
Yeah, absolutely.
But T-Mobile, if you take the receipt, they'll just replace it. That's cool, man. That's so awesome.
I didn't know that.
Because no matter when. So it's like a lifetime warranty on your charger.
T-Mobile's pretty cool. I have like a plan where I can go. I have service in Mexico, which is nice.
That is nice, dude. T-Mobile where it's at, man.
Because there's no like Wi-Fi or anything in the town that I go to, so.
You know, Val's cousin Alejandra, she came to visit, but she has Verizon. It works in Mexico, her service, but she came to the States and it barely works here.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is it's like, why? I've also noticed Verizon. It works really good up in Spokane. I come down here to Springs and it's okay. You know, it's like, why? I thought Springs was a bigger city than Spokane. I don't know.
God damn it, my mom's calling.
Call her or answer, bro. You can't ignore mom.
I'm gonna ignore her.
Yeah, I would just let it ring at that point.
Oh yeah, shit, because it go shoot them straight to voicemail.
That's funny. Well, whatever. Now you know.
Well,
you knew that already.
I could just tell her that I'm recording a podcast later. Mm-hmm. She'll understand.
There you go. Yeah, she will. Dude, I thought it was so funny that you showed your mom that song.
Yeah.
I could never show my mom that
the thing is, my brother was like, he messaged us and he's like, Mom, it was on her birthday, and he's like, you gotta listen to this song. It's so good. And so she's like, well, can you play it for me, Jordan? Like, just like find it somewhere and just play it. And so we were driving, and then like we start listening to it, and it starts out like such a sweet song, and then eventually
it's her style. It's her style. It's country.
It just exactly, and it just takes a turn, and that's when I started recording. I'm like, I gotta get a reaction. This is fucking funny.
But she was laughing with it. Dude, if my mom started hearing that, she was like, Mijo, get this crap off the station. Like, what are you listening to? It's like, she would not laugh at all, dude.
Yeah. It was mainly okay because it was very unexpected, but that's it. I don't know.
And she sounded like she's the one that wanted to hear it anyway. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no.
Like, you made your bed and I lie in it.
Star Wars.
Yeah, my ex bought me this shirt.
Awesome, bro.
It's my favorite shirt.
You like? Okay, cool, man. How do you feel about the new saga coming up? The new episode 7, episode 8.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's all right.
The thing is, like, I wouldn't say that the beginning was like back in the 80s and the 70s wasn't. I don't think it was a masterpiece. I really don't think.
For back then, it was like
for back then, but for now, to like our standards, like, okay, I don't know.
It's
but,
just
like,
something to watch now.
Yeah, and so like I don't take the new movies too seriously anymore.
I did see Rogue One, and I was actually really impressed.
Rogue One, I really liked Rogue One.
I was actually really impressed with that one. That was a good one.
It was a good story. The actors were kind of weird, but
I mean, spoiler alert, they're all killed off, but I mean,
it was actually a really fascinating story, and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed that movie.
It was, dude. It was so good.
That was honestly one of the best in the whole series.
A lot of people are saying that, dude, and it actually like.
Especially with Darth Vader at the end. That's so fucking cool.
Dude, it's so cool, but at the same time, it kind of like ruins his next fighting scene after that.
Yeah, absolutely, because he's moving around like an old man.
Like, yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Same with Qui-Gon. Or not Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan Kenobi, yeah. So.
Yeah.
Have you seen that fan-made, like, that remastered video where, like, you see a remake of that scene, but it's like an actual, like, a fight scene between two, like, strong Jedi?
No.
It's really good. You should watch it. It's like a fan-made, like, redone of the Obi-Wan and Darth Vader fight.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool.
It's so cool, dude.
But that was such a legendary fight because it wasn't about, like, strength or anything. It was more like just, like, he was just stalling for his, like, guys, Luke and everyone to get away. And that was such a tense... I remember I saw it when I was a kid. I was like... But I can imagine what it was like for the people when the movie first came out. That was, like, such a tense moment in the movie. and it's really fucking cool.
It is.
Because like you don't need these big dumb battles to like
explosions
and stuff like as long as it means something, it can be a really simple
That's
fight.
really what I pay attention to the more.
Yeah.
So plotline and
fucking Endgame was amazing.
It was, dude.
I saw it twice.
I saw it 3 times, man. I'm in love with that movie.
It was awesome.
It was great, man. A lot of people say it doesn't make sense that Captain was able to lift Mjolnir, and at the same
they don't know anything about the comics.
They don't. But I mean, I can agree with like, why was he able to shoot thunder or shoot lightning? He's not the god of lightning.
He's using the hammer.
That's what I said too. But it's like, yeah, dude, people are always gonna find something.
Well,
wrong
also
with
he uses the hammer like more badass ways than Thor ever did in the entire.
He did. Like I can see him able to.
But like, how did he
to summon it?
You can nitpick all day at any movie, especially like the more you think about it, it's like
it's just a comic book movie, dude.
Bro, it's just a movie.
It's a comic book movie, dude. Comic books were created to like give us visual fucking a visual stimulant. Like
it wasn't like the story. It was more just like the
like they invented comic books to escape reality.
Yeah,
because reality is boring. I understand that, and like you can do whatever you want in comics. You can create hammers that only one person can lift. You can create, aliens that, that want to take over the world.
They're really cool. I don't know if I'll ever find the patience to read them, but
there's too many.
Like I've heard about
too fucking many.
I've heard a lot about them, about their stories that are in the comics. It seemed really cool.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, it honestly, like from the beginning, like the first Iron Man movie, the first Hulk movie, the first Captain America movie, like dude, they're all pretty accurate with like following the comic storyline.
That's awesome.
They're all pretty accurate. Like Bucky was a real character. The Falcon was a real character in the comics.
I don't like Falcon. He's fucking annoying.
I think so too. He's very kiss ass to Captain America, dude. He's very kiss ass, man.
I thought that Bucky should have gotten the shield.
I thought so too.
But,
I don't know.
But wasn't he like in love with the lady in like Wakanda and some shit? I don't know.
Oh, they're gonna make him the White Wolf. So the White Wolf is another character in the comics. In the Marvel story.
Well, I don't know what that is.
Exactly. And they're really going into depth to the point where like not everyone knows what they're doing anymore. They only know the basic stuff. They knew Captain America. They knew the Incredible Hulk. I didn't even know Thor was part of the Avengers until
DC needs to get their fucking shit together and look at Marvel.
They need to get rid of Zack Snyder.
Zack Snyder is actually he's probably the reason for that.
Yeah, him and Joss Whedon or whatever the hell his name is. He even did even worse, dude. You don't get a storyline created from one person and then try and get someone else to create that story that someone else created. That's what they did with Justice League. Zack Snyder started it.
I haven't even seen that. Okay, so that's interesting.
He started it. Warner Brothers fired him, and they had Joss Whedon finish it.
What?
And that's why it's shit. That's why it's crap.
I never saw it. I just heard it was terrible, so I didn't even want to watch it.
You're not missing much, bro. You're better off just watching the first Avengers again.
The first Avengers.
It's dope.
It's still really cheesy.
It's cheesy as fuck.
I remember when I was 12, I was watching that, and like I saw these superhero movies coming together, and it was like a crossover event. And I remember watching that, and I was like, they're never gonna be able to make a movie better than this. And I'm like, me and my 12-year-old pea brain, I'm so fucking stupid.
Dude, I know, cause like, dude, they like no one ever done it before. Like no one had ever like made this movie and then made this movie and then put all the characters from these movies and put it in one big movie. No one ever did that before.
It was really cool.
When I saw the trailer for that, I was like, oh my god, dude, I lost. Dude, my
you lost exploded. Your shit. Weren't you like graduating high school, or you just graduated high school at that time?
It came out in 2012. No, I graduated high school in 2007.
Oh wow, you're old as fuck.
I'm old as fuck, dude.
Holy shit!
But
I thought you graduated in 2010. I'm sorry, or was that Ricky?
Ricky graduated. No, 2010. He graduated in 2010.
Wasn't he in 09 or 010 or?
So the thing is, Ricky never graduated. He dropped out.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He got his GED. Yeah, it's not his proudest thing. I'm not really proud of it either. But he was so close to finishing and graduating. He just decided to drop out and get his GED. It confused me. The fuck out of me. So it's like,
I don't know.
I don't know either.
People and their own decisions.
Yeah.
I'm sure I make really dumb decisions all the time.
Everyone does, dude.
Scratch their head.
What really matters is how you like.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in no position to judge pretty much anybody.
Me neither. I mean, maybe. Okay, hold on now. Here's me coming out again. Maybe if they're like, if you know they're doing stupid shit and they know they're doing stupid shit and you know that they can be doing better, it's good to let them know. It's like, dude,
yeah, like
you have more potential than
even if I'm not above their level, I can still like see their error in their
I mean,
ways.
yeah, I don't. There's no above or.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. Well,
There's
like,
smarter and there's dumber. Let's just go with
but
that.
even
There's
then,
smart and there's ignorant.
there's different kinds of smarts, and I don't think
There's
that
different
the
levels.
value of a person is quantifiable. Like you can't
Exactly.
put in like
Exactly.
you just can't put
Even
any
in what
sort
he
of
does,
number.
because people can make mistakes,
Yeah,
but people can also like learn from their mistakes and become better.
or they might not, but it still doesn't affect them.
It shouldn't. It's like the measure of a man shouldn't be measured by what he does or what he says, because anyone can make mistakes.
Something that I've been thinking of recently is like, I remember listening to like shortly to an Alan Watts lecture, and one of the things was it's like really hard to pin down what you are. Like, are you a person or are you like a thinker? But like the thing is, you're not your thoughts, because your thoughts just kind of happen on their own.
Your first thoughts.
But like, are you, so like you can meditate, right? And when you meditate, what you do is you like you only concentrate on your breath, and inevitably you're going to get a thought and a distraction from somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
And that thought is going to like come out of nowhere, and it's going to feel like it wasn't you. And so and you're supposed to let that go, and another thought's going to pass by, and another thought's going to pass by, and then
I feel like
you become the watcher of your own thoughts. And it's like, wait a minute, were you your thoughts, or were you the watcher of your thoughts, or were you both at the same time? Now who's going to watch the watcher of the thoughts?
I think you're going a little too far, bro, because all you're meant to do is just watch your own thoughts. You can't watch somebody else's thoughts. You can't.
Well, sure.
You can like judge theirs. You're just
even
trying to correct
then,
yourself.
Even then, that just goes to show that you're more than one thing at the same time.
Yep. Your mind is a lot bigger than your body.
It's fascinating.
It is.
People, I never expected to be fascinated by people the way that I am right now. And like growing up, that was never something. I was always like, "Oh, people are going to be the easy thing to figure out and understand," and like it's just what we do. No, people are the hard part. People are the complicated.
Interesting. Man.
It's
like,
you.
We all mean well, but we all do shitty things.
And I'm never gonna understand it, dude.
It's hard, dude. It's like we all want to do well, but we keep doing selfish things, and it's like, fuck.
I don't know.
It is. It's a lot to think about.
What time is it? It's 1 minute 50. All right. Any closing thoughts? I don't know if you wanna, or if you want to keep talking. That's okay.
Any closing? No, this is a good session right here, but we covered a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Closing thoughts, man. All I can say is, just keep seeing the good in people, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
People think it's a mistake to do. It's really not, dude. It's a mistake to keep thinking people are shit.
Absolutely. I see a lot of people who like, when you look at someone, we all do the same thing. We try to figure that person out. We try to like see what they're like or what they did or who did things to them. And we just analyze people as soon as we meet them.
Yeah. And we compare them to ourselves, or we compare them to something.
Absolutely.
We shouldn't do that at all. We shouldn't be comparing them at all.
I think that it's okay, because as soon as you meet someone and you start analyzing it, I think that's the natural thing to do.
Yes.
But the thing is, some people start analyzing you to see the bad in you. They're like, all right, what's wrong with this motherfucker? What's like not okay about them? I think that's the wrong way of looking at it. Yes. I think you should look past that and just see.
Because those are still your own petty thoughts.
Yeah, you should look for the good in them and what's right about them and what's cool about them. That's how you should look up, in my opinion.
Michaela, I worked with her on Tuesday when she covered your shift on Tuesday, and she asked me how I think about Ricardo. And my first thoughts are, well, I think that when he gets on the phone and argues with his wife, I don't like that he takes his anger out on us. I don't like that he yells at us and he tells me to lower my voice. I said a lot of negative things, basically. And I went home that night and I was like, dude, he goes into the kitchen and helps out the cooks a lot. You can really tell he really wants to like make sure this place succeeds. I should have thought of those thoughts at first, but I should have said the positive things first.
Yeah.
And I just I originally wanted to think negatively of him.
Yeah, I think that's
it sucks.
That's the wrong way to think, but at the same time, I'm glad you noticed that.
I'm glad I noticed that too, man,
that's
because
really cool.
He does a lot more than Max has been doing lately.
He tries really fucking hard.
You can tell he's trying. And that's what I should be seeing.
And honestly, for me, that's enough. Even if you're like a weird or annoying person, or if you're a pain in the ass, even then, if you're trying and doing the best you can, like, no one can tell you shit. I don't think anyone can truly tell you shit and it be valid. I don't know.
That makes sense.
Because you're just a person. So am I. Alright, am I. Alright, am I. Alright, am I. Alright, am I. All right, man. All right, man. All right.